Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire.
It's Friday night in the Big Sky, and good evening, everybody. We're going to start off tonight not in the Big Sky, but over in Wyoming. Take a look at this picture from Tim Maxwell. This is in Clark, Wyoming. Had some thunder showers there a little late earlier this evening, and one that actually produced a double rainbow. Yeah, that was a cool-looking shot. Thanks for sending that in, Tim. And look at this picture from Tammy Hochhalter. Look at the leaves changing all in the Billings area. It is really beautiful, especially here in south central Montana. We're almost at our peak. In fact, let me show you what the peak is. As you can see here, our peak time for viewing the leaves across Montana, October 3rd, basically out in the western part of the state, through the mountains this week, and then next week, October 17th, will be in the central part of Montana, and then in eastern Montana by October 24th. That's when those folks will reach their peak for the fall foliage. In the meantime, take a look at this shot. Looks like I'm a man in the moon, huh? This is a picture from our iCam. We've got it zoomed in right over here. This is that is the Sea of Tranquility. That's where Apollo 11 landed. In the meantime, let me show you how we're doing here in Billings. Clear skies, 56 degrees, a west wind at about 20 miles per hour. And over here somewhere it's like Apollo 17 in the Frau-Mar Highlands. But let's move on and show you what's happening back here tonight. 68 degrees was our high temp today. 63 is your normal high, 86 back in 1980. And as far as precipitation, well, we didn't have any new precip today, but you'll notice we're at 0.10, or I should say 0.10 or so for the month. And we need to be at 0.28, so we're a little bit behind for the month of October. But we're still over 14 inches ahead of normal, 14 inches at least on the year, so we're ahead of normal for precipitation. Meanwhile, let's move on and show you our current temps. Generally into the 50s and 60s out in the west. We are a little cooler over at Dillon, 49 degrees there. Back here in eastern Montana, still mostly into the 40s and 50s, 48 at Glendive right now. Williston, North Dakota, 49. We're in the 40s over at Sheridan, 56 at Billings, so pretty nice. These are reported highs, a lot of 60s across the state, although, however, look at that, 50 degrees. Then over here at Kalispell, we actually got up to 70 degrees today. Just a beauty of a day. Meanwhile, here's what's happening. It was what I called it a friendly Friday. Had a few high clouds roll in, and that's all these were, not even mid-level clouds here. And so most of the moisture has stayed up to the north and not an issue for us. But our problem here is gusty winds. You saw how the way the camera was shaking. Well, back here towards the Beartooth foothills, we're looking at a wind advisory probably right on through Saturday noontime for 55 to 65 mile per hour winds. From Seeley Lake on down to Butte, it's more like 40 to 50 mile per hour winds through Saturday morning. And then back up here, it's a high wind warning. Basically 60 mile per hour winds in this side, out in the far west around the western mountains, probably more like 50 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts there right on through Saturday evening. But in the meantime, here's our story. Got a cold front moving in tomorrow morning. It'll make its way into northern Montana about 6 a.m., blow all the way through the state by 6:30. So most of the day is going to be pretty sunny for the Billings area. But after the cold front moves through, we could see some spotty sprinkles, a few more clouds rolling in. Then by Sunday, maybe some snow showers coming in from the north and going all the way down towards like towards central Wyoming into Jackson Hole. That's what I'm trying to think of. Meanwhile, here's our current temperatures, generally 30s and 40s out in the west tonight. Back here in the east, mostly into the 40s in most cases. Generally clear skies here. For tomorrow, we're getting right back up into the 60s, some 70-degree reading over at Hardin. It'll be a little bit warmer, a little bit cooler out in the west. Mostly 50s out here. Next 7 days, you'll see 54 degrees at midnight tonight, down to 60 degrees tomorrow at 6 p.m. Next 7 days looks like this, 66 degrees in Billings with windy conditions, maybe 66 for your high, 20% chance of rain showers late in the day on Saturday. That'll be that cold front moving through, and then that'll cool us back down into the 50s for a couple of days on Sunday and Monday. 62 degrees on Tuesday with mostly sunny skies, back to the 50s on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So plenty of sunshine as we start up next week. That's a look at the weather. Let's go back to the desk.